6, 7. The cowboy earned himself a 74-point ride. That might win a little, but during the week ahead there would be plenty more good rides. "How about it for Kenny Paulson?" I asked as the pickup man set Paulson down. The fans paid him off with a warm applause. "You doing all right, Brad?" Paulson asked as he stalked by. I gave him a quick, "You bet," away from the microphone. "Let's go to shoot number 3. Geronimo, twice the Pro Finals Rodeo top bareback horse of the year, is ready for this young man who hails from Texas, Shoat Krammer." The gate opened and Geronimo, a 16-hand-high paint gelding out of Montana, exploded into the blinding light. My eye caught his mark out, and I wondered for a split second if this rookie kid from nowhere could ride this stout bronc. Geronimo had loosened more bareback riders out of their rigging than any other horse Johnny Farmer owned. The crowd sensed this might be the best bareback ride of the week. You could hear audible gasps. Despite spine-jarring jolts, the kid lay back and spurred like he was riding a fat man's recliner. I reined Boy around to study the action, talking to the crowd and personally impressed with how Krammer used the big animal, one tough cowboy on a stout bronc going as high as the arena lights, never losing his spurring stride, never moving an inch from his seat. Perfect control all the time. The paint's legs were on steel springs, too. The 8-second buzzer finally came. "Shoat Krammer, ladies and gentlemen. Was that a ride? Let's see what the judges say." I wheeled around as the score came on the electronic board. 84 points! Krammer sailed his hat off into space to the thunderous response, and I took a measure of his awfully young face, flush with victory. That was the night I met Shoat Krammer in Jackson, Mississippi. The rest of the performance went smoothly. An old pal of mine, Thad Brown, roped his calf in 8-6, and he immediately left the fairgrounds for another rodeo in Florida. I wanted to ask him about Gloria Hines, but he was gone. Past the halfway mark, Johnny Farmer, standing by the chutes, gave me his bland okay nod, which meant he was satisfied with how things were going. Finally, the barrels were hauled out, and we were down to bull riding. Johnny Farmer had enough tough toros to put on 3 major rodeos in one night. He fed them, he pampered them, and he expected them to buck. His horse stock was super, but bull power was his thing. We went entire performances when not a single top cowboy rode one. The word on the circuit from the contestants was, if you stayed on a farmer bull, you won money. The first 3 flung cowboys, boots, and fringed chaps into orbit. I sat on Boy out in the center of the arena between the 2 pickup men, Glenn and Chester. At this point in the performance, with the evening winding down, an announcer must double-check everything he's done thus far. Did he make all the announcements he was supposed to? Time to be certain that he didn't forget any of the sponsors or leave out mentioning an up-and-coming event tied to the rodeo. Getting ready in Shoot 6 is the rookie cowboy Shoat Krammer, folks. Rodeo today is such a specialized sport, only a few cowboys try more than one event. Some, like the great legend Ty Murray, have done it in recent years quite well, but the 2-event cowboys in rough stock are few and far between in this grinding game. Shoat has sure drawn deep tonight in this herd of top bulls. In the past 2 years, no pro cowboy has ridden Iceberg. Turned out 36 times, and no one, mind you, not one pro cowboy has stayed on his back for the 8-second whistle, and some of the best have tried him. Here's Shoat. The gate shot open, and that Charolais crossbull burst out into the pen like a lit rocket, turned in midair, and ducked back hard to the left. Then he flew into a furious spin, switched out into a reverse that would have left half the good bull riders I know headed for a mouthful of dirt. I wondered whether the buzzer would ever sound. Cold chills ran down my face. I'd ridden a few like Iceberg in my time. By this time, the boy's brain had to be blurred like a whirling slot machine. Still, in the final seconds, when he reached out and began to spur that big bull's hide hard on the outside, I looked on in disbelief. On a bull like Iceberg, you have to be screwed on tight to risk doing that, or be a damned fool. The whistle blew, Shoat pulled the tail of his rope, and Bucky Starr, the bullfighter, took the bull away from his hand. Krammer landed on his feet, sailed his gray hat again,